Good morning, it is currently sunrise and I am down at the new project if you haven't guessed already, and it's looking absolutely beautiful and I have some incredible things to share with you coming up in this video. I think it's fair to say that the grass has well and truly grown back thick and strong. It's not only grass, there's also lots of weeds, but look at this. The two cherry trees that are next to the swimming pool is just about starting to ripe. Some of them actually do look ripe, so let's see if we can find some where they get more sun, they're gonna ripe quicker. Look at that, that looks good to go. I mean, it would be rude not to give it a try. This is the first cherry that I've ever tried on this property, so here goes. That's actually delicious. So when you stay here, you can lounge around the pool and pick as many cherries and eat as many cherries as your heart desires. And look at that. How amazing does that look, with all the colours, all of the flowers starting to come out and the pool in the distance and the view over the mountains. Incredible. But I am not here to hang around and eat cherries. This is what I'm here for, the mower. Let's see if we can get this going. First of all, let's check that it actually has enough fuel in it, and it looks like it does. So it's a Briggs & Stratton engine, which I definitely recommend. I've got other engines from them and they're solid. But the actual engine and the mower itself is very old, and I need something reliable to be able to maintain this grass, because as you saw, I cut this not too long ago and it's already grown up to nearly knee height in some areas. So I need something that can just work on demand, because I haven't got time to play around and fix mowers every single time I want to use it. So this is kind of a test to see how this actually works and if it can handle the job. I'll tell you one thing, they do not make logos like this anymore. How cool is that? Okay, I'm gonna take a break real quick because I've got to tell you about something that's actually made a difference lately, especially with how much I sweat out here on the property working every day. I've partnered with a company called Wild, and I've been using their refillable deodorant for the past few months, and honestly, it's been a game changer in this Portuguese heat. So this is Wild deodorant. It comes in this beautiful reusable case. Mine's the dark case with a fresh cotton and sea salt scent. You just swap out these little plastic-free refills, and the ingredients are all natural. There's no aluminium, salts, no parabens, and it's certified vegan and cruelty-free. And the best part is, it just works. I get a full day protection when I'm out hauling feed, repairing fencing, or just sweating under the super hot Portuguese sun. And Wild subscription lets you switch scents or pause anytime, so it's super flexible. Every time you buy from Wild, they plant a tree as well. So you're not just taking care of yourself, you're also doing something for the planet too, which is really nice. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen and use the code INDIE20 for 20% off. But a heads up, it's only valid literally for a limited time, so do not miss it. I really appreciate the old owner leaving this for me to get me started, but we just have to see if it's too old to handle the amount of mowing I need to do. So flick this to start. And I've started it before and it started okay.
Rocky cussing in the living room, all through the door where you kick off your shoes. Lately, darling, oh, we've been too far. I'm right here no matter where you are. I'm right here no matter where you are.
Okay, so already there is a problem with the throttle. I put it on the right amount of RPM to cut this long grass, which is probably the highest that it goes to. And basically the lever that you adjust with the vibration just keeps going to the lowest possible revs, and then it just bogs out and doesn't work. So I need to try and find a quick temporary fix. I'm looking for something like a cable tie or something that I can attach to stop this lever moving. Okay, so a very temporary fix. I've got some rope, I've tied it around the throttle, and I should be able to keep hold of that while I'm mowing and keep it in the right position. Let's see.
I've been tearing all the rubber off from my shoes, all killing time just thinking about you. Lately, darling, oh, we've been too far. But I'm right here no matter where you are. I'm right here no matter where you
So it's kind of working. You can see the patch behind me. It looks okay. Like, I'm not trying to do a good job. I'm just trying to see if this thing is actually practical. And right now it's not very practical. It's very old. You can feel all the bits rattling around. You might need a new blade. I'm gonna price up and see the difference between just buying a new one with all the parts. I need a new throttle. I need a new blade and some other bits by the looks of it. It's quite hard to push around as well uphill because it's not like self-propelled, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is on quite a hill. So I definitely can do it, but my time is worth money because I got so many jobs that I need to do. I can't have this taking any longer than it needs to do, especially if I'm gonna have to cut it once a week through the summer. So this is the cut. You can see the long grass there, and I've got it in the highest setting because obviously this grass is really long, and it's doing an okay job. It's not bad really for what it is, and it was free. I just don't know whether this is practical long term. I want this grass to be really nice for you guys when you stay here and are walking across it, heading to the pool. Come on, mate, I'll give you one last chance. I'm gonna fire you back up and let's see what you're capable of. Dig deep.
Grab your saddle and get your gun. Take only what you need, pack light, take flight, hightail it, run. You keep on going cause you can't look back. High chance betting that sun is setting on the life you have. Track, just keep running, blaze a new path, it'll lead to something on the road from boy to man. Cheating death is bound to happen. Hold on to hope, cause where you're going, it's gonna get dark and it might start snowing. Don't let the cold wind slow you down. You gotta get where you're going before the truth comes out.
I got plenty of oil in there, already checked the oil. Plenty of fuel in there, and it's completely locked up. Don't know what's going on with that. Like it's lost the compression. Ugh. And I've had to restart it about 50 times. Nope, I think that's it for now. To be fair to it, it's done a pretty good job for its age. I mean, that doesn't look too bad for a rough cut at the moment, and then I can adjust it so it goes lower and lower, but it just kept stalling. I'm asking a lot of it, like to have to go through anything like this. It's designed for grass, the mower. It's not designed to go through big thick weeds that are a foot high, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on it, but also it's definitely got some problems. That was a really good test though. I now know how it works. I know that it does work, although it stopped working. There's no compression whatsoever, it's just the line is stuck, so I need to take it apart, but I'll obviously do that in one of the hottest parts of the day in the workshop and take it apart, see what I can do, and maybe what I have to do is just keep that as like a backup machine. If I was to get a new one and there was a problem with that and I got guests coming to stay, I can fall back on thing, but I'm gonna say it's not ideal for the amount of mowing that I'm gonna have to do so regularly. And if it becomes such an effort where you're just having to restart it every time and it's not functioning how it should do, then you're just not going to want to do it, and it's just going to be a horrific experience.
All I knew was shades of blue, with rain tapping on the door. Tried to find a peace of mind and maybe something more. Looked around and all I found were lies and old regrets. Forgotten songs and faces in the name of my defense. But ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. And ain't nobody gonna hold my hand when things go right to wrong. And ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. And ain't nobody gonna hold my hand when things go right to wrong. Things go right to wrong.
I could not resist. I got the mower in the workshop. I managed to get it up and running, fix it, because I just wanted to finish this job and move on to the next thing. If you guys have any ideas about mowers, what one I should get, I'm sure this one is self-propelled, but it's not working. I'm having to push it, and the tires need to be more like off-roady tires to be able to push over all of the bumps and stuff, but it's looking a lot better than it did. I just need to go over with the strimmer at some point, and it's finished for now until the next time I have to do it. But I'm seriously going to research getting a new one. As much as I don't want to buy a new one or spend any money, it's going to make my life a lot easier in the long run. As you can see, it's definitely looking a lot better than it did when I started, so that's the main thing. One thing that is lovely at this time of year is all of the flowers. Look at this, so where the UTV is parked up, look at all these flowers. Absolutely gorgeous, and they're everywhere. The previous owners did a wonderful job at planting all of these flowers, and my goal is to learn about them and upkeep them and make sure they thrive, because they make a real difference. Look at this. The back of the pool area is just littered with flowers, and when you look out over the pool and over the view into the distance over the mountains, all you see is beautiful flowers absolutely everywhere. Look at that. I mean, I've never really been super into flowers, but I am now. I can really see the difference that they make. How pretty is that? Really, really good. So this is something that I need to keep monitoring, because I would have thought that this water would have gone by now, and it makes it very difficult to mow, and it's very soft underfoot. You can see it's just a puddle of water coming from somewhere, and to be honest, it's probably just a spring of some sort that's found its way out there, because it wasn't there before, but we have had the most rain that I've ever seen in Portugal this winter, so it makes sense. I mean, I've found probably 5 or 6 new springs on Miracle Mountain. It's ridiculous. It's just full of water, which is incredible, and that's going to help feed the grass and make it nice and green, but we want to keep it under control. I imagine that water will disappear within the next month, but I'll keep you updated. So now that's done, I'm back at Miracle Mountain, which is literally next door. That's why we bought that property, because it's so perfect. And I'm gonna feed the fish now, and then I got something really cool to show you. The funny thing is, I know the fish are waiting for this food. They're always straight on it. There we go. Wow, the trout are super aggressive this morning. They have been waiting for that. Straight on it within a matter of seconds. It's one of my favourite things, just watching them jump out the water, feeding off them pellets.
Stopped along the road and watched the sunset disappear. A lit up sky and peace of mind had turned a souvenir. Cloudy days and my lost face had vanished in the rear. Yet I still think of him when times get hard and things ain't clear.
But ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Ain't nobody gonna hold my hand when things go right to wrong. And ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Ain't nobody gonna hold my hand when things go right to wrong.
Okay, so I am now back at the house, and the time has come to give you an update on how the lake is looking. Spoiler alert, it looks very different. Are you going to help me show him the lake, Furrnando? Yeah? Come on then. Baby's just out here hanging around. What are you saying? What does that mean? I can't speak Portuguese cat language. I do not know if it's going to come across on camera how proud I am of all of the work we've already done to this lake. There's still tons more to do, but the progress is so promising. It looks like a different place to me. It's gone from being a swamp to beautiful clean water that I can't wait to swim in. Guys, look at this. Is that not dreamy, or is that not dreamy? What a difference. The water, the reflections in the water. You can literally see the reflection of the house, and you can see down there, there's still some scum on top of the water, but that will disappear over time. But what a difference. Just look at that. It's absolutely incredible. And you can see all the way down there. It just looks magnificent. Like them reflections on the water is what I've been dreaming to see this whole time. And I can still see plenty of frogs swimming around and making tons of noise. What a place. Even Furrnando is very impressed and likes to hang around the lake. But yeah, if I walk around here, let's just take a little look for some different angles so you can see how it's looking in different areas, because yeah, it just blows my mind from what it was to what it is now. Let me step back. Look at that. Unbelievable. Leave a comment now if you didn't believe that this was ever going to happen and I wasn't going to be able to get rid of the Zola. But here we are. Yeah, we're winning the battle. It's not over yet, but we're definitely winning.
I met him at a bar across town. I didn't say hello, I just sat down. He said you could start with you look great. We both laughed and things fell into place. Man, this town is a living hell, but you seem like you're doing well. And with a part smile, he looked away. Funny how things never change. I said, come home if you need a place to stay. He said, I can't show up looking this way. These things fall apart like they always.
So now you've seen from that side of the lake looking at the house, I'm going to take a walk over the bridge to the island and show you a few different angles and a few different areas. So here's a view looking over the water, but from the island, and it's absolutely glorious. It's so clear in that main area, and to think that just 5 weeks ago I put the aeration in. So this is all down to the aeration. It's absolutely incredible. It's the best thing that I ever did for this lake. The aeration is the key here, and they say with the aeration it takes probably about 6 weeks to start seeing like proper changes, and I'm at about 5 weeks now. It'll be 6 weeks, yeah, probably 5.5 weeks. So it's bang on the money, like bang on the time, and it's not completely clear. There's still a lot of work to be done, and the aeration is left on 24/7 now, and it's just gonna keep working its magic. Guys, there's a snake. I don't know if you can see that. There's a literal snake. Whoa. Okay, maybe I won't be swimming in there today. I can't believe that. What am I seeing? There's a flipping snake in the lake. I guess it's full of food and it can eat all the fish. Now that has just completely blown my mind. You can't make it up. I'm literally just about to record and a snake swims past. The wildlife in this lake is incredible. I saw the otter yesterday as well, but there's still plenty of fish in there. I can see them swimming around. We have like mallards that are visiting. We've got a turtle in there. It's just full of wildlife, which is what we always dreamed of. So here is a completely different area of the lake that's not fully cleared yet. You can see down there, that's parts of it is azolla that's broken down, the reddish weed, and a lot of it's sunk already or sinking. And then on top is like a green duckweed. The green duckweed's completely fine, and the fish, I can actually see them eating that. But you can see around the aerator, it's really clear, and this will break down. I'm surprised actually how well these aerators are doing around this area over here, because obviously I'm on an island and the water, there's no real flow apart from the water flowing into the lake, but the aeration is working for the whole entire lake. So I don't think I need to fit any more aerators, which is very good. I'm just super happy with the progress. It's absolutely incredible. It's only going to get better from now. I'm excited, like over this summer, to get the waders on that my parents brought me over from the UK as a present. And it's the perfect present because it means that I can get in the water. the water is icy cold because it's from a mountain spring. And it means that I can work my way along the edges and the margins, cutting back all of the trees that I don't want there, cutting back all of the brush that was left in there. And I'm going to keep some of the brush because it is good for the wildlife and the fish. It gives them a habitat and a place to feed on and a place to hide. So I'll keep some of it, but yeah, I got some good work to be getting on with. And I know I can just see how it's going to be. Give me another year, this place is going to be spectacular. I'm even thinking, what do you think, to build some sort of like dock area where I can house the boat and walk out and sit on the water like I did with the smaller pond. I think if I was to put a dock, it could possibly go down here somewhere. You can see, let me zoom in on that. So that's the kind of brush that I'm talking about that needs to be removed. I can get in there with some secateurs and yeah, I can cut all that back. I've just noticed that there's no duck on that aerator. I think one of my ducks has been kidnapped. Has it gone to the duck house? I can actually see it, look. Just there is the duck hiding in the bushes. Maybe it just wanted some shade, but I'll have to put him back on the aerator. So the level of the lake, like the water level to the overflow pipe, has dropped about 12 inches, and that's to be expected. This lake hasn't been full for like the last 5 years at least. So the fact that we've managed to do the work and get it full is like a miracle in itself. So there's going to be some like evaporation. Obviously there's no azolla now on top of the surface, so the sun is beating down all day on the water and you're just going to get evaporation, so water's going to disappear that way. Also the springs, and there's going to be no rainwater throughout the summer, so there's going to be less water coming into the lake. So I'm expecting the water level to drop. Like, that's a very normal thing, and what that will allow me to do is to do all of that maintenance before the rain comes back in like September time. Usually we have some heavy rain and fills it back and is overflowing again. So it's all part of the process, and over the next couple of years, having the water always in there all year round will help just seal it even better than it already is.
Lay down your armor, lay down your courage too, lay down your dagger, can't escape what follows you. Lay down your honor, lay down your spirit too, lay down your pride, can't hold the line against the truth. Nowhere to run and hide, no, you can't hide, nowhere to run and hide.
So when you have a cooler day like today, you got to make sure you utilize that day to the fullest. It's clouded over, it's still fairly cool, there's no direct sun, which is good for the type of work that I'm about to do. You just got to maximize those cooler days, because soon there will be no cooler days and it will just be pure summer and hot. I've just arrived back at the new property and I'm at the secret garden, and if you remember back, probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago, this area was trimmed and it looks like a completely different place now. So this is the entrance to the secret garden, and as you can see, it is extremely overgrown, like to another level. I'm really surprised. Lots of big weeds growing up, and there's a clear path actually to the orange trees, because I imagine what's been happening is all of the animals have been coming around and eating the fallen oranges, And all of these weeds down here, I assume is something to do with the oranges breaking down in the soil and these growing up, so they need to go. On a positive, the vines are looking very healthy and very green and very beautiful. Check this out. So all the way along this wall, which is the other side of that, is the swimming pool of grapevines. So there's going to be some lovely grapes hanging down from here in probably, I don't know, the next couple of months, and they're going to be very nice. I've tried them before last year, and yeah, they were good. Also, that's not the only thing. We got more fruit here, and just here looks like, well, it looks a bit rude, doesn't it? But we got some peaches.
You ain't getting in. Just imagine what you did. Cobwebs in the hallways, erecting every room I'm living in. No, I can't let you see, 'cause you might get the notion it's something we can clean, while you're sweeping up the pieces of the past. I'll be sure enough the shining gonna last. Oh, I hold you like water. Why even bother? I'm playing it safe. Oh, you open like windows, but I never get close. It's better that way. It's better that way. So don't put up the dishes, and don't pull back the shades. See, the thing about the dark is it has a mess you make not giving it.
This secret garden is always bigger than you remember. A lot bigger than I remember. There's a lot more trees than I remember. And it's just a little bit too small to get the tractor on, which is frustrating, because otherwise could have just whipped around in like 2 minutes on the tractor, but I've done a good job. Check this out. This thing never lets me down at all, ever. It's just an absolute workhorse. And look at this view. You can see the house there in the distance, and this secret garden is looking so much nicer. So much nicer. So the final bit I need to trim at this property is the area where I mowed. Obviously I couldn't get to all of the bits. There's some awkward long grass that's surrounding like old antique plough that I just couldn't get to with the mower. So here we go again, attack it, and I don't think it will take too long to clean this up. It's just the edges now because I've already done the bulk of it with the mower.
You're gonna take me down your road. You're gonna break me, drug me up inside, and turn off all my hopes and dreams and promises. And there's a car, and in that car there's a girl that's torn apart. She's spending time alone. There's demons in her phone. But why is the war so long? And why does she seem so lost? I'm gonna pack my dreams and run away till I'm free. She's gonna pack her bags and get out of town. She won't be back till I'm gone.
What a massive difference that has made. It is looking so good. And I know that eventually I can work on this lawn around the pool and it's just going to remain like fluffy and green. You can walk over it. It's just nice to walk on when you get out the swimming pool. But yeah, it's just looking brilliant. I'm not going to lie though, I'm absolutely knackered. And I know it's been a lot of land clearing, but I try and be like fully authentic on this channel and tell you everything and show you everything. And like, this is my life at the moment, a lot of clearing. So if you're going to move out here to Portugal, I don't want you to kind of think that you can just sit around and relax and it's all sunshine and rainbows. It's not how it is. There's a lot of work to be done as well. And this is how it's looking from the other angle. Absolutely brilliant. I'm happy, but there's still work to do. So one thing that's really frustrating and needs cleaning out all the time is the radiator on the tractor, because obviously the cutter is at the back and the front is ploughing through all of the grass, and it's really fluffy and it gets stuck to this grill and a lot of it gets sucked in to the radiator, and then obviously the tractor will heat up and eventually overheat if you don't clean it out. So I've got the air compressor and I'm just going to blow all this out the best I can.
With smoke in the air, there's wine on my tongue. Rolling through the years, got this wagon on the run. Getting carried away with the cool mountain breeze. I used to dream about nights like these, sitting right beside the river, in the brush of the tree, where the leaves are dried and withered. Lord, my soul has been set free. Hallelujah. What a beautiful thing. Hallelujah. Oh, it's making me sing. Thank God for every breath I breathe. And for nights like
This is the first time that I've ever driven the tractor onto the new property, and this area, like this ramp into the field, the bottom field, is quite steep, but actually it's not as bad as I thought it would be on the tractor, so that's good news. It's just quite uneven. So it's a pretty big field and the grass has got extremely long. You can see this is as tall as I am. I'm 6'3", that is tall grass. So the tractor will make light work of this, no problem, I'm sure of it, but it's a pretty big field. I'm interested to see how long it's going to take me to get it done, and then I can kind of log that for next time that I need to do it. And if I've got a spare hour here and there, I can come down and get this cut again. But it's really lush down here, lots of water, maybe a pond in the future. I'm going to keep the brush cutter off the ground a little bit because there's a lot of stone in this field. And if I hit that, it's fine, it will just like shatter the stone, but it's not great on the cutter. It can cause some damage, and I'll just end up breaking another shear pin and have to change it. So I don't need to go super low, but let's get on it.
Riding on a road with rolling hills, below to the side into that field. Pick a flower for your loved ones, let the petals stay at the wheel. Riding on a road with rolling hills. Let's take a ride and roll the windows down.
I've just stopped because I'm taking down the roll bar. What I did is, I've never been obviously in this area before on the tractor, so you have to be super safe. There's a big ditch running down either side, and I basically did a really safe pass, so I had plenty of room from the ditch. With the roll bar on, now I know where everything is, I can bring the roll bar down because I won't be able to get under the trees because it's so high. So I'll bring it down now I know it's safe, and then I can wrap around the trees nice and tight and get this field looking amazing. The field at the bottom is a lot softer than I thought it would be, so I'll show you in a little bit, but I need to keep mowing before it gets too warm.
Scatter the miles, still finding my way to go. Close your eyes and chase what you see. The rest of our days, no more losing sleep. No matter where we go, you make this feel like home. We're right where we belong. You make this feel like home.
That's it, another good job ticked off the list. I declare the new project completely land cleared and summer ready. It's got its summer body and it's ready to just take it easy over the summer, start to grow back again, and in about September probably whip round, give it another cut just before we get a lot of rain, so that it can just grow really nicely. I want this to be more grassy. Once again, there's lots of weeds. If I keep cutting the weeds back, then the grass will able to grow through and it'll be a lot better. One of the things I did encounter down here, what I wasn't expecting, is a lot of moisture. So the tractor tires were sinking about 1/2 foot deep into this stuff. It's very soft. It means there's a lot of water, a lot of moisture, and basically down here is a stream that runs all the way down, and this land actually goes that way, and there's another field, there's a spring up there, there's a forest, so plenty of wood for the wood burner. This property is very self-sufficient, but this area here, just here, would make an amazing pond area because it's at the bottom of a steep hill. You can see the house in the distance there, but it's at the bottom of a fairly steep hill, and the riverbed runs along there and down here, so there's somewhere for the water to leave the pond, which is always a really hard thing to find out where you're going to put the water. Once you've created a body of water, you need it to flow out somewhere nicely. But I actually think this wouldn't be a ton of work and would add quite a lot of value, having a nice nature pond down here with a bench. I know it probably seems that I'm obsessed with ponds, but like I say, it adds a lot of value for people staying, for myself, for if I was to sell it in the future. It just adds a lot of value to this property. Like an extra body of water is always nice, and I know as soon as there's a pond there, nature is going to follow, and there's going to be frogs, there's going to be all sorts of wildlife coming to hang around, which is always really nice. So this field has everything going for it. It's got water, it's got plenty of fruit trees, and also, like I mentioned, it could have a really like decent sized pond there. Nothing like too extravagant, nothing too deep, just something that's going to encourage nature and a nice body of water to hang out in. So as I mentioned before, like I'm absolutely knackered. Been getting up at sunrise all the time, doing a ton of work, and yeah, it does, it catches up with you. So I need to right now go back, have some lunch, and then what I'm gonna do is start editing this video and have a little bit more of a physically chilled evening. Thank you so much once again for watching. There's some exciting things on the way. Stay tuned, hit the notification bell so you get updated as soon as I post a video, and I'll see you on the next one.